With the Polestar 3, the sporty Swedes are now making their bold entry into the premium class in the segment, aiming to compete with models such as the VW Touareg, the BMW X, and even the Porsche Cayenne. The technical foundation is provided by the Volvo parent company in the form of the platform that also underpins the recently unveiled Volvo EX90. Yes, and what comes out of it when Polestar uses this platform? It results in a high-performance SUV with up to 380 kilowatts and a truly stunning, brilliant design. With its second model, Polestar effortlessly manages to fully set the design trend in motion. Attention, I am Polestar. Yes, responsible for that. The headlights in the Thor's hammer format. Here with a matrix lighting system fully equipped with high-quality 1.3 megapixel HD LED lights, that's the technical term for it. And when you look at it up close, it appears really cool. It's also very intricate and detailed. As is already common in other Polestar models, the 3 also comes equipped with a frunk at the front. What I have to say is, it really offers a practical and highly usable format. Pretty cool that there's this latch here, which reminds me a little bit with its magnetic holder of a tablet cover. Horsepower is good, but the range of an electric car is far more crucial and decisive. For it to truly work, here, it's meant to achieve 600 kilometers. You naturally had to focus on optimizing the aerodynamics. And an SUV just always has a really terrible one, let's be honest about it. Yes, what did they do here? They invented the so-called aero wing. Well, it's basically a front spoiler. And as you can see, the front is relatively high, but it's slit here with the hood pulled downward. Meaning this reduces the frontal area and lowers the drag coefficient to 0.29, which for such a bulky vehicle is actually quite impressive. Other manufacturers attempt to conceal it. Polestar openly flaunts it instead. And yes, it even refers to it as the Smart Zone. Behind this panel, all the essential functions are carefully tucked away out of sight. Here we have on one hand the camera for the 360-degree system. We have the radars here. One for the adaptive cruise control, and then we have here something called a leader. That is currently not yet activated, but it will then enable additional functions over the air. Yes, and even this area here for winter for snow driving, that's simply a must for a Swedish manufacturer. This is even electrically heated here, so nothing can freeze over. Also responsible for aerodynamics and efficiency is the sealed air intake here at the bottom. We have a louver system here that opens up whenever there's a need for cooling. If it's not needed, it closes, reducing the air resistance. Those who ordered the performance model get 22-inch rims as standard. They also receive a high-performance Brembo multi-piston braking system with a fixed caliper. Yes, and of course the special Pirelli tires, which are specifically designed for the vehicle's performance. All the other models, the single motor and the regular dual motor, they come with wheels ranging from 20 to 21 inches, depending on what you order. At a length of 4.90 meters, it really hovers close to the magical 5-meter mark. The height in its lowered position measures 1.61 meters, and the width excluding the exterior mirrors is 1.97 meters. Yes, we have a wheelbase of 2.99 meters, which also results in relatively short overhangs at the front and rear, giving it a lot of dynamism and, well, a very sharp and responsive overall character. The handles I find very, very elegant, even though they do stick out a bit for now. It makes getting into the vehicle much easier. When I lock it, the handles retract smoothly and flush. Yes, and flush with the surface is also the key term when it comes to the windows. Polestar has really come up with something here. It looks cool, benefits the aerodynamics, and what we have here are flush-mounted windows. You can see it when I slide the card over it. Everything is seamless. And it even extends to the mirror triangle. Another Polestar classic, the frameless exterior mirrors, where not just the mirror glass adjusts, but the entire exterior mirror. If you want to charge quickly via DC, you can do it here with a maximum of 250 kilowatts, which is quite impressive for a 400-volt system like the one we have on board. For home charging with the Type 2 connector, you can add energy to the battery at up to 11 kilowatts. You can say whatever you want. That's a character hack. Nothing smoothed or polished, everything intentionally left sharp and edgy. I personally really like that. That makes sense. This here is really brilliantly done. It's similar to the Polestar 2, just flipped upside down. The line now goes upward and is extended. It's illuminated from up here and really stretches all the way across the entire tailgate. I think Polestar did an absolutely awesome job. Yes, and what's really important for a vehicle in this class is the towing capacity. Here with the standard model featuring the rear motor, you can tow up to 1,500 kilos using the optional tow bar. However, if you opt for the dual versions, the capacity increases, allowing you to hook up to 2,200 kilos, which is really cool for an electric car and finally comes as standard. Spoilers always seem to work perfectly fine, don't they? And if you've got a feature like this counter here, then it's really doubly great, isn't it? It ensures steady pressure and at the same time reduces air resistance. Because it's open here at the bottom, meaning the air can flow underneath the spoiler, reducing air resistance and once again helping to extend the range. The trunk space is generous at 484 liters, though not outstanding. However, you'll appreciate the advantage of a flat and practical loading floor. You can actually lower the loading edge a bit thanks to the air suspension, and down here in the lower section, you also have a large storage compartment just to store away things you don't need on a daily basis down there. If you want to compete in the premium class, you absolutely must deliver a truly top-tier premium interior. Yes, and the upholstery truly went all out. It feels incredibly good and absolutely luxurious in here, no doubt about it. No matter where you touch, you'll find soft materials almost everywhere. Sure, down here at the entry point, they've used hard plastic, but on the door panels, the dashboard and beyond, it's all about comfort and quality. Even down here in the lower section of the dashboard, everything is soft. It's truly fantastic and the craftsmanship feels incredibly high-end and meticulously well thought out. The Bowers & Wilkins sound system looks so unassuming at first glance, but it truly delivers an impressive and powerful performance. In total, the vehicle is equipped with 25 speakers, delivering an overall power output of 1,610 watts. Yes, and two things are particularly unique. Specifically, the speakers integrated directly into the headrests, because there really are some in there. Yes, you can tell not just from the label here. You can also tell by the perforated leather, which isn't perforated for ventilation here, but rather so the sound actually reaches your ear. The seats don't just sit well and feel comfortable, they're also incredibly eco-friendly and sustainable. Here we have the most sustainable version, featuring materials made from wool. And Polestar is so proud of it that they've even gone the extra mile to embroider it onto the backrests for everyone to see clearly. Yes, including the total CO2 emissions that were generated throughout the entire production process per square meter. And this wool here, it's even entirely traceable. So I'd suggest if you're curious, feel free to ask which specific sheep your seat covers are sourced from. Stylish, of course, the floating center console complete with its built-in inductive charging pad, which even includes cooling functionality. We have an elegant rotary dial, glossy black materials. There is a cover for the cup holder. Then, of course, we have a center armrest with a storage compartment. So here, really, everything you need is there, and no matter where you reach or touch, it feels incredibly high quality and well crafted. We're already familiar with the upright head unit just like in the Polestar 2. Here, however, it grows in size to 14.5 inches. The basic layout is also familiar from the Polestar 2, but when you delve deeper into the system, it initially appears quite similar in many ways and functions. But in reality, there are completely new things underneath. You're already familiar with the range assist. But we've designed a much more sophisticated graphic for tracking the progression, recuperation, and even your daily average mileage. We've finally introduced a feature here that tracks data since the last charge. Don't let it throw you off. We just reset everything here, so it's all appearing quite compact and minimal at the moment. The long-term consumption here, though, at 26.6 kilowatt hours, isn't, I think, representative because some colleagues before us have already driven it around and really stepped on the gas. Basically, you can configure everything here very, very quickly, very, very intuitively. And the system, it's incredibly fast and responsive. With Android Automotive running smoothly in the background, it's actually a super cool and impressive feature to experience. And you really don't need to think much about it. Just 3-4 taps, and if you have questions, just ask Google. Through the shortcut bar, you can easily bring your favorite functions on board. Of course, the glove compartment here is very important, and we're familiar with this from other manufacturers. One tap and it opens. Super stylish. The ventilation unit that extends across the entire width of the dashboard, allowing for complete manual adjustment using these intuitive and user-friendly selector dials. And that's a really cool feature. Sure, it's nice that it works through the display, but this is just so much quicker and looks just as awesome. In addition to the head-up display, there's also an extra classic display here behind the steering wheel. It fits perfectly into the steering wheel cutout here. It's not as small as the ones in the Volkswagen Group or in Skoda. All the important information is right here again. It's a cool feature, especially with the Google Maps display right there. The steering wheel itself feels good, has a few sporty touches here. Don't let it throw you off now, but the buttons in our vehicle aren't currently illuminated at this moment. The lighting will come, but unfortunately it's not activated yet because we don't have the final software update on the vehicle right now. That will be installed over the air later, and all customers who receive the Polestar 3 will already have the illuminated buttons, but they will also get this truly impressive, very stylish steering wheel. The space here in the rear is extremely generous. Yes, it's almost luxuriously spacious. Despite the sloping roofline, I have plenty of room here. It all feels incredibly spacious. The seats are now adjusted to my size, and I have more than enough room to spare. I can settle in comfortably here with a center armrest. In total, I have access to 2 ISOFIX anchor points. I can conveniently adjust my heating and climate control settings here in the back seat. I've got seat heating and USB-C ports available, but the one thing that's missing is a sliding rear bench or extra adjustable backrests for added comfort. We've got an adaptive air suspension system on board that adjusts to the road conditions, based on the vehicle's speed. But if you want to go off-road or simply need more ground clearance, you can manually control it through the central display and adjust the vehicle level to exactly suit your needs. Lift dot. Only in combination with the performance update does the air suspension also receive adaptive damping. However, this is really only included in the performance package. Polestar offers the Polestar 3 with 2 motor configurations and 3 distinct levels of power output. The base model with 220 kilowatts is essentially just the long-range version featuring the single motor setup. Then you'll find a 299 horsepower electric drive on the rear axle. If you're aiming for more power, the dual motor model is clearly the ideal choice to consider. And that is equipped with the additional unit on the front axle. In the first model, the smaller version, you'll achieve a total power output of 360 kilowatts, which translates to 489 horsepower in total performance. PS. If the 840 Newton meters aren't enough for you, then you simply go for the performance model. It then has an extra 20 kilowatts, so 380 kilowatts total, which means 517 horsepower. Yes, and a solid torque of 910 Newton meters. The top speed for both dual motor models is 210 kilometers per hour, while the rear-wheel drive variant is limited to 180 kilometers per hour. Polestar essentially offers only 2 driving modes. You can select between range and performance based on your driving preferences. Opting for range mode grants access to a truly awesome feature right here available. We've actually got a dual clutch system on board. Are you wondering what that's all about exactly? Simply put, in range mode, we have the capability to completely disconnect the rear motor from the system here. If I just continue to coast along here, only the front motor stays active in this mode. The rear motor basically isn't spinning anymore, it's stationary, only the wheels are moving, and that's how we save energy to actually generate more range. Only with a firm push on the pedal does the rear motor immediately spring back into action within seconds. When it comes to driver assistance systems, if you truly want access to the complete range of features, you'll need to go for the Pilot Package upgrade. Then you'll get an adaptive cruise control that also takes over the speed limits, maintains the distance to the vehicle in front, and keeps you centered in your lane. Yes, but it's not currently installed in our test car yet. All of that will be added through over-the-air updates later. We're using a kind of pre-production vehicle today. The actual production models, however, will be delivered with it. For those who want even more, just hold on a little longer. In the 2025 model year, there will be a pilot package featuring a LiDAR system. That will truly mark the next evolution stage of the driver assistance systems. Then the Polestar 3 is also equipped for autonomous driving. However, you won't just get this LiDAR behind the bumper, but you'll also receive units on the roof, on both the right and left sides, and possibly even an additional one in the center. So quite similar to what's also the case with NIO. No matter which powertrain you choose, you always have the large 111 kilowatt-hour battery installed in the underbody. Out of that, 107 kilowatt-hours are effectively available. This delivers a WLTP-rated range of up to 650 kilometers in the base model equipped with rear-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive versions manage to achieve 630 kilometers, or approximately 680 kilometers for the high-performance model. Regardless of which model you ultimately choose, you will consistently receive the large 111 kilowatt-hour battery installed in this vehicle. The standard rear-wheel drive model offers a WLTP range of up to 650 kilometers, according to Polestar's official figures. The mid-range dual-motor variant still manages a respectable 631, and then a bit further behind it trails slightly, though not by much. The performance model then comes in at 580 kilometers. The fast charging capability in the classic range of 10 to 80% here at Polestar, with the battery optimally preconditioned, is stated as 30 minutes. According to Polestar, the consumption of the base model is around 18 kilowatt hours. Polestar rates the performance model at just under 23 kilowatt hours. Today we're averaging around 26, with a few occasional bursts of power here and there. But it's just like with a combustion engine, how you drive determines how much energy you use. And here, a lot has truly been invested to bring down the energy consumption. I'm genuinely eager for a detailed long-term test so we can finally see what it truly consumes in real-world conditions. When you're sitting in here, you really have a great seating position. You have everything in view. The mirrors are a bit larger than in the Polestar 2, and you get an excellent clear view of what's behind you through the rear window. A good overview. If necessary, we've got a total of 12 ultrasonic sensors on board which will help alert you to everything around. The visibility, it's perfectly achieved. The mirrors are slightly larger than those in the Polestar 2. You have an excellent view to the rear. You have a 360-degree camera system which really helps you when parking. It keeps everything in view. Yes, and the smoothness of the tires, it's really impressive here. The wind insulation, the noise insulation, it's absolutely flawless and top-notch. I have almost no wind noise whatsoever. I have hardly any tire rolling noise at all, and honestly, we're right up there at the level of a sports car here. 265 width tires on the front axle, and 295s mounted on the rear. So some supposed sports cars clearly have a lot less to offer. When you step on the gas pedal, it just takes off like a wild beast unleashed. It's pushing me back. The 910 Newton meters are instantly there, felt immediately. From a complete stop, the rear-wheel drive version accelerates from 0 to 100 in 7.8 seconds. Meanwhile, the dual-motor models manage it in just 5.1 and 4.7 seconds respectively. With the Polestar 3, they aim to compete in the premium segment, and they undoubtedly succeed, excelling in terms of impressive performance, sleek design, and top-notch craftsmanship. Yes, where they also succeed is with the price. It starts off at a firm 78,590 euros, no doubt about it. Starting with the rear-wheel drive model. Our performance model, without the additional packages that have already been included here, already costs a solid €92,190 plus the extras. That really starts to add up, and by that point, you're unmistakably stepping into the premium tier range. I think it's fantastic. I really enjoy it. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified, and tune in again for the next episode. Thank you, ciao, and goodbye for now, Polestar 3.